So, what exactly are the four humors? The theory, which has its roots in ancient Greece, with figures like Hippocrates and later Galen, proposed that the human body was filled with four basic substances, or humors. Each humor was linked to a specific element, season, organ, and temperament. The core belief was that a person's health and personality were determined by the balance or imbalance of these IV fluids. A healthy person had them in perfect harmony, while too much or too little of any one humor would cause disease and even dictate your personality type. Let's break them down one by one. First up, we have blood. Associated with the element of air and the season of spring, blood was believed to be produced in the liver. A person with a dominant blood humor was described as sanguine. Think of your most cheerful, optimistic, and sociable friend. That's the sanguine type, lively, confident, and always the life of the party. They were seen as the picture of health, full of vitality and energy. So if you're a happy-go-lucky person, ancient doctors might have said you've got a great supply of blood. Next, we have phlegm. This humor was linked to the element of water and the cold, wet winter season. It was thought to originate in the brain and lungs. A person with an excess of phlegm was phlegmatic. Does this sound like a compliment? Not exactly. Phlegmatic people were believed to be calm, unemotional, and sometimes a bit sluggish or lazy. They're the quiet, dependable types who rarely get worked up about anything. While being calm is a virtue, the theory painted them as a little too passive and lacking in spirit. Now things get a bit more dramatic with our third humor, yellow bile. This one was associated with fire and the hot, dry summer. It was produced in the gallbladder. Someone with too much yellow bile was known as choleric. You can probably guess where this is going. Choleric individuals were the fiery, ambitious, and often aggressive ones. They were natural-born leaders, but they also had a short fuse and could be easily angered. Think of a passionate, hot-tempered leader who gets things done but might step on a few toes along the way. That's your classic choleric personality. Finally, we arrive at the most mysterious of the bunch, black bile. Linked to the element of earth and the season of autumn, this humor was thought to come from the spleen. An excess of black bile resulted in a melancholic temperament. The word melancholy itself comes from the Greek words for black bile. These individuals were depicted as thoughtful, introverted, and creative, but also prone to sadness, depression, and anxiety. They were the poets, the artists, and the deep thinkers of the ancient world, often seen as carrying a weight of sadness with them. So, how did ancient doctors treat these imbalances? Well, the methods were pretty intense. If you were deemed to have too much of a certain humor, the goal was to get it out. This led to practices like bloodletting to reduce excess blood, or prescribing laxatives and emetics to purge the body of excess bile. Diets were also tailored to counteract the dominant humor. For example, a choleric person might be told to eat cool, moist foods like cucumbers to balance out their fiery nature. While the four humors theory has been completely debunked by modern science, its influence is undeniable. It shaped medical practice for centuries, and its language has seeped into our everyday vocabulary. When we call someone hot-blooded or melancholy, we're echoing these ancient ideas. It's a powerful reminder of how we always tried to make sense of the human body and mind, even if the explanations were a bit juicy. Thanks for joining me on this historical deep dive. It's incredible to see how far we've come. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the past. See you next time.